So my presentation is on food biotechnology. Food biotechnology is the use of technology to modify the genes of our food sources, and our food sources include animals, plants, and microorganisms. With food biotechnology, we create new species of animals and plants. For example, plants and animals that we can specifically eat. These new species have desired nutritional, production, and marketing properties. With food biotechnology, we use what we know about science and genetics to improve the food that we eat. We also use it to improve how we produce the food. And humans have been using biotechnology for thousands of years in the production and processing of our food. We have been practicing fermentation, which is what the remainder of this presentation is about, which is a form of biotechnology that was used for tens of thousands of years. And we have been using fermentation to produce bread, beer, wine, and other alcoholic beverages. Fermentation is known as a chemical breakdown of a substance by bacteria, yeast, or other microorganisms, which typically involves the process of giving off heat and is a process where an organism converts a carbohydrate like starch or sugar into alcohol or acid. Fermentation has many health benefits and is used in the production of alcoholic beverages, as mentioned in the previous slide. Bread, yogurt, sauerkraut, apple cider vinegar, and kombucha. Fermentation is used in industry to generate ethanol for the production of biofuel. It is an attractive renewable resource because it originates from feedstocks, including grains and crops, such as corn, sugarcane, sugar beets, and cassava. It can also come from trees, grasses, agricultural, and forestry residues. Fermentation benefits society in a number of ways. A number of health benefits are associated with fermentation. Fermented foods are often more nutritious than their unfermented food form. The probiotics, enzymes, and lactic acid in fermented foods can facilitate the intake of vitamins and minerals by the body. Fermentation increases vitamin B and C and enhances folic acid, riboflavin, niacin, thiamine, and biotin, making them more accessible for absorption. Fermentation can also neutralize phytic acid, a substance in grains, nuts, seeds, and legumes. My apologies on that mispronunciation, which causes mineral deficiencies. Other potential benefits improves digestive health, boosts our immune systems, and makes easier food digestion. Louis Pasteur was a French chemist and microbiologist who demonstrated that fermentation is caused by the growth of microorganisms and that the emergent growth of bacteria and nutrients broths is not due to spontaneous generation but rather to biogenesis. What he did is that he developed an experiment exposing boiled broths to air in vessels that contain a filter to prevent all particles from passing through to the growth medium. Nothing grew in the broth unless the flask were broken open. So this concluded that living organisms that grew in broths came from outside and not generated within the broth. The industry of fermentation progressed rapidly thanks to the theory of fermentation that Pasteur created. There are several fermentation rate and progression issues that can arise during grape juice fermentation, which include long lags before onset of fermentation, a too slow and or too fast rapid rate of fermentation, a sluggish maximal rate of fermentation, a slowing of fermentation, and actual cessation of sugar consumption. Salt brine ferments need the salt to prevent contamination from the wrong type of bacteria or mold. Most ferments produce carbon dioxide, which bubble can cause your ferments to overflow. If you're fermenting in a sealed jar without any air holes, for example, then the jar would more than likely explode. Most ferments have a unique smell. Smells can often range from a yeasty smell to a egg-like, depending on what you're fermenting. Many veggies will change their color and texture as they ferment. And this is especially true if something is added that is a natural dye. And those are the concerns surrounding the use of fermentation. Here are my works cited pages, and hope you enjoy the presentation, and thank you for watching.